Hello everybody, it's Emery48 here and welcome back to another Marvel Monday. Today we are diving into Marvel Zombies. The relatively new, I believe I'm 2 weeks late on this animated series within Marvel that goes into the world of zombies. And I really enjoyed this. This took me by surprise for a couple of reasons. It looked great stylistically. I feel like it changed, not like the actual art style, but the storytelling style, I feel like changed up. At least after the first episode. Like the first episode, the very beginning felt very much like The Last of Us or any of your classic video game zombie adventures. Where you're like walking around a rundown city with like the overgrown aspect, like broken glass. And there's occasional zombies, you know. Granted, in those, there are always zombies with different kinds of powers. And in this, those powers are essentially limited to that of Marvel. Limited probably isn't the right word, because it's much more expanded than a normal zombie show. But it made it really fun. I really enjoyed Marvel Zombies. I do hope that they continue it at some point in the future or something of that aspect. Maybe not necessarily this story arc because a lot of people die. That was a big plus for me. I was not expecting people to die so often, so easily, and so graphic. All of that was great. I really thought the whole series was going to run with Kamala, Kate, and Riri for the whole 4 episodes, and we just follow them through an apocalypse. I was 33% right with that, but mostly wrong, and pleasantly. I feel like Marvel sent a mass email to everyone who's ever acted within the Marvel Universe and said, would you like to voice in this show? And if they said yes, they got a hero position for a minimum of 2 minutes, and if they said no, they were a zombie. That's what that felt like, except, of course, for the main villain of Wanda. Basically everyone else, I feel like if you said yes, you were in the show. They wrote you in some way. I don't know how much they wrote before they sent out that mass email, because there was a lot of random characters that I wasn't expecting to see ever again in Marvel, and that made that really fun as well. It was a show that at every scene I had no clue what was going to happen next. Frankly, there was I don't even think I was surprised, because I was never steady. Like to get surprised, I feel like I have to expect what's coming. And I got to a point where it was just so unexpected that there was nothing to expect what was next. Everything was just not what I would have thought. And that's awesome. If a show can do that to me and take me so out of the realm of knowing what's coming, the show's doing a good job of telling a story, in my opinion. In terms of where I'm placing this within Marvel Television, I was unsure if I was going to, and then I looked through my notes and saw that Eyes of Wakanda made it in here. So if I'm putting Eyes of Wakanda in here, then I've got to be putting Marvel Zombies. I feel like it's got to be better than Defenders. It just is. I think it's going to be in the upper middle in between Agatha All Along and Defenders. I think that's a really good spot for it. I think, honestly, if it's more than 4 episodes, it's really got a chance at moving up a little bit farther. Not too much farther, because then we get into like the really good shows, in my opinion, within Marvel at that point. But this is in the upper middle. I think it's better than Luke Cage. It's better than Secret Invasion. It's better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And it only has 2 episodes less than those shows. So I think it's clear to be there. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th in Marvel Television. I have not watched all of Marvel TV. I believe I'm missing a couple of shows. Maybe 1 or 2. But it's 10th for me. Any other general things? I don't think so. I think that was my general stuff. I was very, very impressed. I was glad to see some characters again. I got my first introduction into Blade, because I have not seen those movies yet, so I have to add those to my list as well of things to watch. when I heard Khonshu, I got very scared that Moon Knight was coming back. Didn't need to see him again. Glad to not see him again. That was a plus. That we didn't have to deal with that guy. Because that was not a good show. Oh, other big major point. Riri Williams was better in this than the entirety of Ironheart. She just was. That wasn't an enjoyable show for me. And she wasn't a likable character. And in this cartoon version where she's fighting zombies, she was pretty cool and helpful and just generally kind of nice. I liked it better. That's my general thoughts on the show. Overall stuff. Let's get into the episodes. Little disappointing thing. Episodes aren't named. So it's just episode 1. That annoys me a little bit. Kamala, Riri, and Kate in an Iron Man suit with a weird teddy bear versus a zombie Hawkeye. That's another cool touch. The fact that these zombies still have the powers and tech of the people that are infected is very cool and also at the same time terrifying. Because if they're fighting Hawkeye, that means that there are others out there. They are hoping to bring S.H.I.E.L.D. tech to a base in Ohio. Now, this got me really excited, as I have just recently finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They were talking about super smart people that build this within S.H.I.E.L.D., and I thought Fitzsimmons were coming back, or someone within the team. It didn't quite happen. Well, it didn't happen. And that was disappointing. But it's okay, we'll move on. A mega storm crashes them while they're driving to Ohio through a big old gap in the mountain. And this storm is actually created by Captain Marvel versus the Eternal that flies into the sun, who I feel like I should just know the name of that because I'm pretty sure it's in mythology. I'm pretty sure his name is the exact same as his name in mythology. And I can't think of it right now for some reason. But him, they're battling. And he can't be a zombie because he's not human. Nor is he alive, I think. Something, they're created and robot people. Riri is bit, but has an injection for it, and Kate is dead. I wrote maybe originally because I didn't think main characters were, well, I didn't know what main characters were in the show, and they don't really exist, and I didn't think they could die off, and they can. Blade picks up Kamala. Riri is also probably dead. We don't actually see her die, but she, probably gone. Blade gets Kamala to Ohio, and has some of the Thunderbolts, just the Russians. Blade is Khonshu. Wanda is the Queen of the Dead. Very fitting for her. Captain America is a zombie with no legs. I think Abomination is a zombie. I think that big thing was Abomination. I hope I'm not wrong. Seemed like it. Didn't really do much in the show. The Horde attacks the base. Red Guardian is bit and then kills Cap. And the ghost zombie, there's ghost zombie lady thing, and Blade kills that. Abomination is blown up in the base along with many zombies. Episode 2, Shang-Chi is bit, but his dad shows up with helicopters, gives him the rings to stop the infection, and also then gets bit and dies. That was the beginning of the apocalypse 5 years in the past. We zoom forward to the present. We have a Mad Max style duel with Skrulls with the Shang-Chi group, and they join up with the Kamala group in New Orleans, led by Baron Zemo. Right hand is John Walker, and they have a boat city, which is also a submarine. And Zemo ejects the Red Guardian group to protect them from these zombies, because the underwater people from Black Panther are all zombies. But the zombies throw them right back in, breach the sub, and John Walker is killed. And a group kills the fish people. The whole group kills the fish people leader, who I can't remember his name. I think they said it for a half second, and I didn't catch it. Yelena is left behind, sacrificing herself so the rest of the group can get away. Episode 3. Zombie Thanos kills Thor, Groot, and Rocket. Black Panther then kills Thanos, but dies in the process. The Infinity Stones go boom boom. Make big problem. Spider-Man and seems like Ant-Man with no body and a Doctor Strange cloak are in Kamar-Taj. The boat group arrives at New Asgard, which is led still by Valkyrie. Thor didn't actually die, but he is very, very beat up. Wanda has been feeding the Asgardians and has turned them into zombies. Zemo is killed. The Death Dealer and Ant-Man Cop are killed. That's one of the ones that I was talking about, of really random people I didn't think I'd ever see again, is Ant-Man Cop. Didn't think he'd pop back up, but I'm pretty glad he did. Red Guardian turns from eating. Thor fights Wanda, letting the group escape, which is down to Kamala, Blade, Khonshu guy, Shang-Chi and Friend, and Valkyrie. The Nova Corps, who is who they went to call, already knew, and they have been quarantining Earth from the rest of the galaxy and deem it condemned. Episode 4, the Nova Corps blow up their ship. Kamala gets them to Earth's atmosphere safely, and the people of Kamar-Taj save them. It is Scott Lang, and I'm so unsurprised that Paul Rudd said yes to this, by the way. That is a very least surprising thing in the whole show, in my happy opinion. Hulk has been containing the energy storm caused by the destruction of the Infinity Stones. And the last stand will be with Infinity Hulk versus Wanda and the zombie horde. All that have died throughout the show are back in zombie form to fight them. So that's great. Including Thor, which, sucks. Blade Shoe is killed. Hulk kills Thor. Wanda gets Hulk's powers. That's not good. Shang-Chi is bit and turns. Kamala touches Wanda, nukes Earth, and resets it. Those that died don't remember the apocalypse, which is Riri and Kate in this scene. The reset is probably, though, just a simulation created by Wanda to hide the truth of the apocalypse to Kamala. So I think Wanda and the villains win this one. The zombie apocalypse has won. The heroes failed. Earth condemned. No one's getting out. No one's surviving. I love it. It's great. That was a great way to end the show. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of suspense. You can take your own meaning of it. Is she just hallucinating from the effects of a reset of 5 years in an apocalypse, just surviving? Or is it all still going on? Will we ever find the truth? Probably not. I don't see a continuation of this show. Because I don't know how you one up what they just did. Is my big thing. I don't think you can go anywhere bigger than this. Anywhere further. A lot has died. There's not a lot of characters left to bring in and do stuff with. That is Marvel Zombies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.